Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. It was actually a beautiful weekend in Nigeria and then in Africa, in the continent of Africa, and then in Europe. We still have some of the continental engagement that will still go down within the week. But let's begin from a different game, not football this time around. We'll start with basketball, where we have a representative right there at Alexandria in Egypt. But it's it's not a good result. It's not the result we expected. It's not the result the ladies expected. But at the end of the day, they gave a very good fight. But that fight wasn't enough. We're talking about the FIBA Africa Women's Basketball League qualifiers that is going on in Egypt. And the custom ladies were beaten, dumped out of the competition by Inter Club, of Angola. When it comes to basketball in Africa, Angola is one top country, one top nation when you talk about basketball. And that game ended in favor of Inter Club of Angola. It was a whooping 89 to 53 points thereabout in that particular game, the quarterfinal game. But the ladies, they actually gave a good fight, but the fight wasn't really enough, and that is the end of the road for the custom ladies. We had hoped they will get to the semi-final and pick the ticket where they will now play the final league. That is the inaugural, though this is the inaugural edition for the African Women Basketball League, and it's a good one that the custom ladies actually gave a very good account of themselves, having won their first game against the Aspak team of Benin Republic, and then they lost their second game. They were able to win, they won their third game, lost the fourth game, and now in the quarterfinal, they lost to Inter Club, and the Inter Club has been tipped to win the competition. All right, I have Isaac Omedije that will be joining me all the way from Bida, Niger State this morning on the show to actually do justice to this story and some of the other stories that are lined up on the program 360 Sports coming from Trust TV. Isaac, quickly, welcome to the show. The custom ladies couldn't make it past the quarterfinal stages, but overall, they gave a very good fight in all of the games they played. But Inter Club of Angola was too strong for these ladies, and they couldn't contain the firepowers of the Angola ladies. They lost that game woefully.
Yes, good morning, Emmanuel. Thank you for the opportunity again this beautiful Monday morning. Unfortunately for the custom girls, the border girls as we call them, they were able to progress beyond the quarterfinal stage of that particular competition. That will have seen them qualify for the semi-final and hopefully get a ticket to qualify for the main African Basketball Women League. We couldn't have expected less because of the exposure they have gotten. They were the best in the country, and at that particular qualifiers in the country, they did very well. We expected that probably they would have gone as far as semi-final. But looking at the opponents that they met on the road, en route this quarterfinal stage, you find it very difficult because Sports Alexandria of Egypt are a powerhouse when it comes to female basketball. And looking at the Inter Club of Angola, remember Angola is one of the strongest countries on the continent when it comes to basketball, and their club side are also very strong because that's where they pick most of their players from that represent their national team. So for them to have, trade tackles with some of these big sides, I believe they have gained the necessary exposure that will make them better, that will make them probably qualify next time and perform better, and also get the necessary experience on the road. Because when you play against the best, you're able to learn from mistakes, you're able to learn from what they are doing right, and I believe these ladies have been exposed to that. 89-65 basket was the result, a wide margin, but it shows how wide the exposure level and the quality level between the two sides are. So kudos to the border girls. They are back, they'll be returning home, and they've gained the exposure, they've gained the experience. I hope that will be able to translate into better performances from there in subsequent engagements.
Okay, you hope these will be enable them to actually transform, at least lessons has been learned in that particular game, and we believe that the border guests will come back home with their heads head up high, because it's not that they did bad at all in the competition. They won some of their games, and couldn't just that the Inter Club of Angola was a firehouse, was a powerhouse when it comes to basketball in Africa. That is one country that you cannot just push aside, and it's a good one for the border girls. They've learned, and let's see how in subsequent competition, let's see how they will progress. But at the end of the day, we don't have any representative any longer in the FIBA Africa Women's Basketball League. The qualification series is over for the custom ladies. We hope and we look forward to the next time when that competition will come up. All right, let's come back home and talk some round leader game. It was match day 14 in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Good one for the NPFL this season, at least with a better organization, and we are seeing what the referees are doing. At least we've not really had some issues in the league for quite some time around, and it's a good one what Elegbeleye and Davis Youngwume is doing in the Nigerian Premier Football League, alongside getting that support, maximum support from the Nigerian Football Federation. All right, let's quickly look at the results of match the 14 in the Nigerian Premier Football League before Isaac you react. We have Abia Warriors in a 5-goal thriller beat Shooting Stars of Ibadan 3-2. Rangers in International of Enugu back to winning ways. They beat Sporting Lagos 2-0. Heartland FC of Owerri pipped Aqua United 1-0. The two strugglers in the league. Kwara United and Niger Tornadoes ended it on the goalless draw. Lobby Stars 2 against Doma United 2-1, second on the table. Before that game, Plateau United in a 6-goal thriller trashed Bayelsa United 5-1. Well, I don't really know what happened to Bayelsa United. I don't know what Bayelsa United collected from Plateau United. Sunshine Stars of Akure and Gombe United played a 1-1 draw, and Kano Plaza, the Mesugida boys beat tabletoppers Remo Stars 2-1 at the Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano, and Katsina United pipped Bendel Insurance 1-0. That game was played on Saturday. All right, Isaac, if you look at the result, fantastic with the weekend. No away wins, but good home wins, and then we had 2 draws in match day 14. I think this is quite impressive in the Nigerian Premier Football League.
Yes, that was what attracted my attention, that this time around no away win. We have gotten just 2 draws, and that was between the game between Kwara United and Tornadoes, as well as Shooting Stars and Gombe. And let me tell you something about Tornadoes. You know, I'm privy to the runnings and affairs of Tornadoes. Tornadoes going into that game was led by an acting technical advisor, not the usual technical advisor, Hamza Abara. Because
Abara was relieved.
Remember, Tornadoes are currently 19th on the table, just above the last club or at the bottom of the league, of the table rather, and they are not doing well. So the coach has been asked to step aside. He was asked to write a resignation letter. He refused to write that. He rather want the management to sack him so they can get compensation. So there is a stalemate currently now between the manager, between the technical advisor that has to step down and the management. I don't know why you ask the coach to resign when he still has contract to work with, and he's still ready to go on. And the problem of Tornadoes is not just technical at all. This team has been playing away from home for 2 seasons consecutively because the stadium in Mina didn't meet the standard of the NPFL officials. And that's just the fact. Though the stadium is currently under renovation, they are playing their home games in Kaduna. So every week, Tornado players are on the road. Every week, they are on the road. Either home or away, they are playing both on the road. So how do you expect them to have good results? And you allowed most of your best players to leave last season without getting replacements that will be in the same level of the players that have left. So all these are not punitive. And for Doma United, are losing their first game in about 9 or 10 matches, which they've also not conceded. And they've conceded 1 goal against. They conceded 2 against Lobby Stars. It was 2-1 victory. And Remo Stars also lost 2-1 to Canopilas. That was another star match of the weekend. You know, to see beautiful football in that game between Canopilas and Remo Stars. Dayo Joe of Remo Stars has been very, very wonderful. If not that, age is no longer on his side. He is a good midfielder that should still do something good for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And the Yusuf Abdullahi of Canopilas, the young man that scored 5 goals against Gombe United, if you can remember some few weeks back, was also excellent in this particular game. Don't let us even talk about Rabi Ali. That one is an ancestor.
The legend, ancestor of the Nigerian Premier Football League. All right, those were the games. Okay, let's look at the table and then we'll just flip over to the goal scorer chart of the Nigerian Premier Football League. Let's see how players have fared, how they have scored goals. Okay, Remo Stars still remain at the top of the table with 26 points, and Lobby Stars, because of that win, they've pushed Doma United to the third position. They also have 26 points, the same number of points with Remo Stars, about goal difference separating the two of them. Doma is third with 25 points. Plateau United have pushed to fourth position with 22 points. Anybody is on the fifth position with 22 points. Also, Canopilas find themselves on the sixth position with 22 points, but goal difference separating the three of them. Bendel Insurance, they lost their game to Katsina United 1-0. It ended over the weekend. Chidera is getting that lone goal for Katsina United. They are on the seventh position with 20 points. Abia Warriors with -2 goal difference is on the eighth position with 20 points. Shooting Stars on the ninth position with 19 points, and Enugu Rangers, they've won their game now. They find themselves, they've pushed up to the 10th position with 18 points. And then for Katsina United, they also pushed to 11th position with 17 points and 0 goal difference. Sunshine Stars is on the 12th position with -1 goal difference and 17 points. Sporting Lagos is on the 13th position with 16 points. Kwara United also have 16 points, but goal difference -1. Gombe United on the 15th, -10 goal difference and 16 points. Rivers United have played lesser games. They still have 4 games in hand. They did not play over the weekend. They are on the 15th position, with 16th position with 15 points. Aqua United 17 with -4 and 14 points. Heartland FC of Owerri under Kennedy Boboye have 13 points on the 18th position. Niger Tornadoes, like Isaac you mentioned, on the 19th position with 13 points and -6 goal difference. And Bayelsa United continue to wallow at the bottom of the table with -9 goal difference and 13 points. All right, let's quickly look at the goal scorer chart so that you react to it. Let's see how our strikers have fared in the Nigerian Premier Football League. We still have Robert Mizo of Bayelsa United still leading the pack with 9 goals. We have Sikuri Alimi of Remo Stars with 7 goals. Jonathan Aliku of Sporting Lagos with 5 goals. We have Yusuf Abdullahi, a man who single-handedly scored 5 goals in one game, is there. We have Abet Lilari also on 5 goals. Bashir Usman with 3 goals. And then from the 26th position is occupied by Chijoke Mboma of Eniba with just 3 goals to his name this season. We've seen how our strikers in the Nigerian Premier Football League struggles to get, I think this man, Sikiri Alime, came close to breaking that record last season, almost scoring 20 goals, but he couldn't score that goals. But right now, we have Robert Mizo with 9 goals.
Well, Robert Mizo, remember, he started the season powerfully. I wish he has continued the way he has started. I will have currently be on double figures. Maybe Bayelsa United's team will not be languishing at the bottom of the league. And for Sikiru Alimi, he has been a regular top goal scorer. When I mean top goal scorer, not the highest goal scorer, but a regular striker who has scored so many goals every season in the league. And I'm not surprised that he's second. I'm not surprised if he will get into the double figures reign. But you see, it's also not too good that we've played 40 matches and the highest goal scorer is currently 9. You know, it's not a good return. And some people will say it's because our defensive line has been strong. No, I don't agree. That because the goalkeepers have been very good. No, I don't agree. But we have depth of quality strikers even in the league. You know, it's something that we've been battling with over the years. But for Mizo, despite how poor he has been of recent, he's topping the league. That shows how bad the scoring chart has been. But kudos to these guys. It's a Nigerian league. We know how things go. But I hope that they will continue to improve. And at the end of the season, let's see one of them getting at least 20 goals or more at the end of the season. It would be a miracle, though.
Yes, it will be a miracle. Junior Lokosa did that before leaving the league and before leaving the NPFL to European football, but he's back now. He's with Remo Stars. Let's see if that record will be broken. All right, let's leave the Nigerian Premier Football League and head straight to Europe. We'll be starting with the Italian Serie A, where Victor Osimhen, after receiving the CAF Player of the Year award, back-to-back getting a goal in the Champions League in 2 games, 2 goals for him. And then over the weekend against Cagliari, he was fantastic, getting 1 goal and then setting up Varaskelia for that second goal. Superb Victor Osimhen. And because of his exploit, his exceptional performance in that game against Cagliari, the Italian media actually heaped some praises on our own Victor, fantastic Victor Osimhen in that game. And it's a good one for Victor Osimhen. At least we are seeing that happiness, that joy in him. That is what can happen to a player. When you are happy, for a striker, you bang in the goals.
Let me start with the Italian press. We don't need them to heap any praise on Victor Osimhen. We know who will have gotten in Victor Osimhen, and we know what the role they also played in his troubles when they had troubles with Napoli earlier this season. So the Italians or the Italian press should keep their praises to themselves. For Victor Osimhen, it's not just about the goal he scored against Cagliari, but you need to see that assist he gave to Kvaratskhelia to get that goal. It was about, he juggled the ball about 7 times, led a very wonderful pass in a difficult situation in between 2 defenders, and thank God that Kvaratskhelia converted that chance. It would have been very wasted. But thank God for Osimhen, as you said, he is obviously happy. And when a striker is happy, playing well, he will bang in goals, and that's what he's doing. This is Osimhen. Napoli didn't win the league without Osimhen's contribution last season. That is just a fact. And you remember how this season started, whether it's going to go or it's not going to go. At the point, his club had problem with him. All this affected him. Injury set in, and this brought back a little bit setback to him. But hey, after winning the Africa Cup of Nations, African best player, male best player, which he deserved, he has continued to show that it wasn't a fluke being named the best player on the continent. And for Victor Osimhen, I pray he continues to stay fit and play for the Super Eagles at African Cup of Nations. It's only just unfortunate that the Super Eagles that he's going to play for is not yet a team.
It's really unfortunate. For Victor Osimhen, it's a good one. He has scored his 9th goal of the season after coming back from that injury that kept him up for some weeks. All right, let's quickly look at the Italian Serie A table. Let's see how teams are standing, and let's see where Napoli has found themselves after beating Cagliari over the weekend. Let's look at the Italian Serie A table. Inter Milan still remain at the top of the table. Fantastic team with 41 points. Juventus had a chance of going to the top of the table, but they wasted that opportunity and they played a draw. Now they have 37 points also with a 14 goal difference. If you look at the goal difference between the second position and the first position, is way apart, very far, 32-14. And then AC Milan is on the 3rd position with 32 points. We have Bologna on the 4th position with 28 points, and Napoli has pushed up to the 5th position with 27 points. Fiorentina is on the 6th position with 27 points. Also Roma is on the 7th position with 25 points. Atlanta, who has a game in hand, is on the 8th position with 26 points. We have 23 points, I beg your pardon. Torino is on the 9th position with 23 points, and Monza is on the 10th position with 21 points. Let's go to the second side of the table and see how other teams are standing. We have Lazio on the 11th position with 21 points, a team that is in the Champions League. We have Lecce on the 12th position with 20 points. Frosinone on the 13th position with 19 points. Genoa on the 14th position with 16 points. Sassuolo has the same number of points with Genoa, but goal difference separating the two of them, -5 and -6. We have Cagliari on the 16th position with 13 points and -13 goal difference. The same with Udinese, who has 13 points and -13 goal difference. Empoli is on the 18th position with -18 and 12 points. Verona is on the 19th position with -10 and 11 points. And Salernitana continues to wallow. This is where they were last season. At the end of the day, they went to the playoff. They stayed back in the Italian Serie A. I don't think maybe the playoff will work for them this time around, Isaac, quickly.
Well, they will go and try again, because I don't see them leaving the bottom of the table. As you said, it might not work for them. But if they are lucky, they will still stay in the Italian Serie A.
Okay, if they are lucky, they will still stay in the Italian Serie A. Let's go straight to the German Bundesliga and talk about the second victor. We are done with Victor Osimhen. Let's talk about the second victor. I think both victors are doing so well in their respective league. Now, Victor Boniface scoring his 15th goal of the season, and then Xabi Alonso and the entire team still continue their sojourn. The only team in Europe that has not lost a game this season. Boniface on target in Bayer Leverkusen, 3-0 bashing of Eintracht Frankfurt in the German Bundesliga. For Victor Boniface, fantastic player, and I know that is why Juve are eyeing to see if they can snap him up from Bayer Leverkusen.
Well, a good one. He doesn't need to be reintroduced again. He has introduced himself so many times, and he has kept the momentum very high for himself. If he's not scoring, he's providing assists. That is as good Victor Boniface has been. And remember, you'll be leaving Bayer Leverkusen for the African population, and Los already said, I'm not worried. We have a team that will do well even in the absence. So that is telling you that Bayer Leverkusen is building a team not around any player, but around the philosophy of the manager, Xabi Alonso, and they're currently 4 points ahead of Bayern Munich. I hope this will be sustained to see a different turn in the German Bundesliga. But you can't also shy away from the performance and record-breaking of one Hurricane for Bayern Munich. So you also think they also needed to be rewarded.
Yes, all right. Let's quickly look at the German Bundesliga table. Let's see how the table looks like. 4 points ahead of Bayern Munich, who is second. But let's see how other teams are faring in the league. We have Bayer Leverkusen at the top with 39 points. Bayern Munich is on the second position with 35 points. We have RB Leipzig on the third position with 32 points. Stuttgart is on the fourth position with 31 points. Borussia Dortmund is on the fifth position with 26 points. Freiburg on the sixth position, 24 points. We have Hoffenheim on the seventh position with 23 points. Frankfurt on the 8th position, 21 points, and Wolfsburg is on the 9th position with 19 points. And then we have Augsburg, both of them, Bog, on the 10th position with 18 points and -4 goal difference. Let's look at the other side of the table. We just have 18 teams in the league. We have Borussia Mönchengladbach on the 11th position with 17 points, and Heidenheim is on the 12th position with 17 points and -8 goal difference. That is why they are on the 12th. Below Mönchengladbach, who also have the same number of points. We have VfL Bochum on the 13th position with 16 points. We have Werder Bremen on the 14th position with 15 points. Union Berlin on the 15th position with 10 points, and Cologne is on the 16th position with 10 points. And we have Mainz 05 on the 17th position with 9 points and -15 goal difference. And Darmstadt 98 is on the 18th position with -21 goal difference and 9 points. That means they have conceded more than any other team in the league. All right, let's go straight to the English Premier League, where it was a battle at Anfield for Manchester United. They ran away with that draw, goalless draw, unimpressive performance. But at the end of the day, the way Erik ten Hag set up the defense, it actually worked for two experienced players, Varane and Johnny Evans. That's the first match both of them will be playing together, and they'll be starting at the back line for Manchester United together, and they did so well. In fact, stopping everything that Liverpool threw at them, and Liverpool were wasteful in front of goal. Isaac, I know at least you are relieved a bit for that result.
Well, I don't know whether the word is relief, because I never saw United coming out unscratched. I thought United would be bashed and humiliated by Liverpool. However, Ten Hag surprised everyone with the way he set up the team, because he has never set up his team this way. Probably he realized that going forward, United are not good. Even in the midfield, United are suffering. So they had to stock up the team defensively, and they got their game plan worked out for them. But for Liverpool, they got some chances which they also failed to convert. Mo Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Kanote, Nunes. These are 5 players that will have gotten Liverpool 5 goals yesterday. So it's not about being defensive, that United were defensive. Also, Liverpool were also wasteful, just as you said. And for United, this might look like a buzzing time for them, that a 1 point secured. It only buys time for a struggling team. I think reality will be shown again whenever they're going to play another side, and they're going to play the side not playing a defensive game, because it's sad that a Liverpool-Man United game would go this way. A game that has attracted a lot of attention will be played unimpressively this way. This is not a Manchester United that any Manchester United fan will be proud of, because you expect that they go in there, give in their best. Yes, they did it, but not to win the game. You expect them to
not
go to
with the game. All
with
right.
the intention of winning.
All right, let's quickly look at the English Premier League table. Let's see where they are standing. Let's just look at the first side of the table, and see where the other teams are standing. Arsenal now at the top of the table with 39 points, and Liverpool in the second position with 38 points. Aston Villa in the third position with 38 points. Also, goal difference separating those two teams. Manchester City, after they played the 2-2 draw with Crystal Palace, on the fourth position with 34 points, and we have Tottenham on the fifth position with 33 points. And Chelsea have moved up after a back-to-back win in the league. They are now 10th on the table with 22 points. All right, Isaac Omidiji, thanks for joining me on the show, 360 Sports from Trust TV. And that is where we'll leave it on the program. I am Emmanuel Fashimi saying thanks for watching.